Just got done with my class. It is getting a little toasty in here. And little wrench thrown into the workings. One of my students forgot their sketch pad that they've been working on a drawing for a while. And the way that this student has been, they've just been working on a picture with a reference, and they didn't have a reference or anything today. So I let them use my phone to, we looked up a picture of a hummingbird, and I had them use that picture for a reference for the session. So I'm in my car, as you can tell, and I'm seeing if the charge port works well enough to where it actually charges my phone while I'm streaming. What also sucks is I don't have a phone holder in my car because I've never needed one, because I don't get calls. The only time I get a phone call is either from debt collectors or my mom. So yeah, I've never seen the need of having one. But now I have a need for phone holders. That's how the quote goes, right? Yeah, it's also windy as all hell, so that's really going to fuck up the audio a lot. Fantastic, I know. Yeah, so like if I were to put my phone where I usually put my phone, so like when I listen to music on it or stuff like that, because I also don't have I used to have one of those cords that would hook up to your car and you can listen to stuff on your phone through the speakers. That thing busted. All three of those things busted because I always got cheap ones, and I really need to just get a Bluetooth one, and that would probably solve a lot of problems, but those require money, and I don't make that much money. So I have to basically restrain my money spendings on bills and groceries and the occasional drastic need for some fast food. But I'm in the parking lot of the community center where I teach at. I think there's a parking there. Yeah, there should be a parking lot I can get to. That's actually down the way here where the park is. And so I'm actually gonna head over there. Gonna put my phone where I usually put my phone, which means that you guys are gonna just be looking at my crotch. Which, you know, that's fantastic. Totally family friendly. But does this really restrict? No. Yeah, this is how I have my phone. Well, not really, because the cord's making it more difficult. Well, yeah, let's just quickly move over to the other parking lot, and then we can hang out there for a bit. Oh. Wee. Look at my crotch. Look at my crotch. Look at my crotch. Look at my crotch. Yay! I love Mystery Science Theater. Such a great show. The new version of it's pretty good. It's the first few episodes of it were kind of rough, but I mean, if you look at the first few episodes of the original Mystery Science Theater, those were really rough. But it took them about 2 or 3 episodes. Before they really got it going. It's actually been a long time since I've actually been over here. Like specifically on this road. So right, we're next to the city's Little League baseball diamonds, where I spent a pretty good chunk of my childhood at. I used to be really into baseball. Parking lot. Okay. Wow, I'm getting like a flood of memories, except for all these changes that have happened. There we go. Yeah, there's now a couple. There's like a warehouse now, and there's, I don't know what that other building is. It's got a bunch of dirt in it, so might be where they keep all the dirt. But yeah, there used to be a softball diamond over there. Now put a bunch of, they did a lot of different, like, terraforming. They built a hill to put fencing on certain parts of. I don't. We'll look at it in a minute. Well, yeah, there used to be a softball field. Yeah, softball field over there, and then there's this huge open space where I was actually, when I was younger, we had frisbee tournaments. And watched a couple softball games. My parents used to be really into softball. Like they were in like some league thing. My brain just shut down. Hold on. I am glad that you're not required to wear a mask even if you're outside. Like, it might be a controversial stance, but I kind of feel like that's taken a little bit too far. Like, just as long as you're staying away from people, you should be fine. It's just that when you're inside, you're in a less ventilated area, whereas outside, you're in the ventilation. Like, it's all ventilated. It is the ventilation itself. But I don't know. don't hear much of anything about it anymore, which is one of the reasons why it kind of threw me off with when I saw or I heard about how many deaths there were because of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. Very vicious uh, concerts. I love that term for it. It's so funny. But um, yeah, I didn't realize that it was still just as bad, but nobody's talking about it anymore. He's talking about that perspective of it, or that aspect of it, rather. Now I'm looking at the baseball fields, and I'm getting kind of flashbacks to like mid '90s, where I was in t-ball, and enjoyed life and had fun. And then I became 8 years old, and everything went downhill. Oh, I wonder how much it is to get a phone holder, whatever it's called. I can't use those ones that like are suction cups because the surface of my dashboard is textured. I mean, I have one smooth spot right here, but it's like it would be like right there. I guess that would work, but they never stick. And I don't want to get a sticky one because those are sticky and therefore gross. If they had one where like it was a clip and I can just like kind of clip it onto my whatever this thing is, I can't remember, the sun hider. It's a reference to something. If you don't know what the reference is, I'm not going to help you. Visor, yeah, that's what it's called. I'm going with sun hider though. What's the charge looking now? This might actually be charging. Well, just look up Pigeons in the Park song, and you'll find it. I was afraid it was actually going to start storming tonight. Because, like, typically, if it's this windy, some kind of bad clouds are going to show up. Okay, yeah, I was right. Typically, it's either the night of or the next day. If it's windy as all hell, we're going to get at least rain. It's got like a 99% accuracy of thinking that. Yeah, just letting my phone charge it a little bit more. And then we'll go on a walk. There's a lot of people here, though. So I'm not going to be walking in the regular places. We're going to go hiking, kids. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. from working my ass off on Monday and then working my ass off on Tuesday and then today just being like, I mean, I still got up at like 10. Didn't really do a whole lot though. Like I tried to do a little bit of online stuff. That didn't go far. That did not go far at all. But I am feeling a lot better right now. I mean, I did have an energy drink before class. One of my students today was the brother of a student that I've had for a fair bit now, and his mom wanted him to take the class because the way that the mom explained it to me. Um, the mom explained to me that he likes drawing, but he doesn't draw that much because he feels that he's not good at it. So I was like, well, I mean, I can always help with him on that. So he comes into class, and then we're just talking about like I talked to him about like what does he feel about art and drawing and all that stuff, and he is not interested in drawing. He does not like drawing. He's not interested in art or any of that stuff. He finds it boring. And so I was like, well, I mean, you're kind of stuck here for an hour, so we might as well do something. So I tried to find something that he liked. He liked a lot, and he said he liked video games and he liked playing sports and stuff like that. Um, so like we talked about different video games he liked, and he said he liked Minecraft, and I was like, okay, that's simple enough for us to start with. And so I went over a little bit of perspective, like very basic things about perspective, so that he would be able to draw boxes somewhat competently. And then I showed him like, so all this stuff that we went over, it's just like you don't have to go by it step by step. You basically, I was telling you about this stuff so that you can get an idea of how the squares would look, and then you can now basically make it vaguely accurate enough to where it's satisfactory. And so we did some drawings of creepers, and his sister drew a hummingbird, and I had another student who was working on a science project, and she had it down pretty good with what she was going to be doing. And I gave her some advice here and there. I mostly just worked with the brother, and he was not interested. He was trying to be. He was trying to be. Like, I can't think of the word, but like the only reason why he was even there, the only reason why he was there is because his mom made him go. And it felt like he was only like saying yeah, uh-huh, okay, yeah, because I'm the adult and I'm the teacher. Like he was just basically trying to please the adults. That's mainly what I got from it. And so I told him like, okay, if you really don't want to be here, just tell your mom you don't want to be here. I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. Because I don't want you to be wasting your time doing something that you have absolutely no interest in. Being as someone who's been in a lot of things where I was forced to go do them because my mom wanted me to do them and I did not want to do them. Like, I don't know how much you should go with what your kid says. If they're like, I like playing tennis. Okay, I'm going to sign you up for the tennis team. I don't like it that much. Like, basically like that. So I told him, like, okay, well, just think about it. If you don't want to come back next week, just tell your mom and tell your mom that I don't think you should be here if you don't want to be here. Because, I mean, it just it makes it more difficult for me. 2, it takes away attention that I could give to the other students. And 3, I don't want some kid who does not want to be there because he's got other passions. Art doesn't have to be everyone's passion. I wish it was, but it's not, and it's never going to be. So if the kid would rather be playing basketball, which he likes basketball, and there's always basketball going on the other side of the window of the classroom that we're in. If he would rather be down there playing basketball with the other kids and the other guys, let him do that. So, yeah. So I just told him, like, if you really don't want to be part of this class, tell your mom that I don't think you should be here if you don't want to be here. Just like she's got to sign him up with something else anyway. But like he had no interest at all with being in that class. So it's just like I kind of take the mentality of what a college student, not college teacher, should take, where it's if you don't want to be in this class, do not come to this class. Like you're wasting your time, my time, and your money. And in this case, his mom's money. Which, I mean, the classes are cheap anyway. It's less than $10 per class. But I just rather teach the kids that are interested in doing it. I honestly don't see a reason for someone to be in one of my classes if they just don't give a shit about it. Because then they could be doing something else. They could be doing something that they like. But no, they're spending an hour being miserable. So yeah, that's my rant. I hope I don't piss off the mom. I hope the kid doesn't like twist the words to being like, well, he said he doesn't want me to be in the class. Like, okay, technically I did say that, but there were parameters within that. What are we looking on in juice? Okay, yeah, this is not. This is only keeping it going longer. It's not actually charging it. So we are going to go ahead and do our walk. Unplug. Put that window up. It does feel great out here, though. on walking. Wow, they filled this whole area up with dirt. Howdy. Screw it. We're not going to walk on the sidewalk. We're going to walk across to the sidewalk that's about 1,000 feet away. We'll see how long this phone lasts. I really hope the wind's not totally fucking up the audio. Destroying the audio, that wind. Because if it is, I might as well just get back in my car. Wish I could figure out how to cover up the mic. Man, this wind's insane. It's only partly cloudy though, that's nice. Now it's like 65 degrees out. The wind's got a bit of a chill to it, but it's not bad. It feels kind of nice. Yeah, they completely transformed this area over here. Really shows how long it's been. Since I've been over here. First time I've ever seen a cop truck. Yeah, but it could have been like last year and be way worse. So, I think it's fine the way it is. There's no point in wishing for better when it could just be the same as it was. Yeah, it looks pretty nice out. It's a lot better than it was earlier. It was like almost complete overcast. But now it's just cloudy. But no chance of meatballs, so I'm kind of upset about that. There's lots of clouds over there, though. And they're heading over, I think, this way. Yeah, they're heading over this way. Do you understand that reference? Man, this park idea was not as good as I was hoping. It's just fucking people. Oh, damn it. Why are there people at a public place in nice weather? What the? Those assholes. Why is they such jerks? Ruining my plans. Yeah, this whole area is so different now. Damn wind. Oh. That's a dead squirrel.
Neighbors are probably like,
Cute little puppy. It's probably the worst thing about the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. I can't pet people's dogs. Makes me want to cry. Yeah, it looked like one of those dogs. Like, it wasn't those Doges, but it looked like a breed similar to it. Another puppy. I think it's a Yorkie. I was telling a friend of mine about these walking streams, and he's really into motorcycles, and he was like, I wonder if I can do one of those streams, but like mounted on my motorcycle, make people sick, because it's just gonna be nothing but motion blur. Okay, back to the car. This is just too damn windy. Okay. So I guess this is going to be more of a just chatting type of stream. Trying to get my phone to actually connect with the charger. There we go. Gotta wiggle it. The eyelashes are trying to get in my eye. There we go. Set my phone on my steering wheel so I don't have to actually hold it. What? Okay, that's just a thing from Discord. This is actually how I would watch videos and stuff while in my car. Just set it in that semicircle part of the steering wheel. Fits rather nicely. So now I can just look like someone who's just talking to himself. Honey, there's this car talking to himself. What's a vlogger? Yep, got a bunch of clouds rolling in now. Temperature is probably going to drop about 5 degrees at least. Fun times. I kind of like doing these kind of streams. Like, I don't know, I guess it's expected to kind of be shitty, at least to me. Where, like, you don't expect any kind of value with it. So, I mean, those kind of videos are pretty popular on YouTube. Why not make a stream like it? Oh. So, I guess I can show some of the draws that I do in between classes or before classes. So, like, let's see if we can. So, made this kind of for part of it was for one of the classes, and then like these two I just drew because I wanted to for class. Angela and Vicky, my cutest characters. And drew a bunch of these before class, before my fundamentals class, to show what you can do with these stick figures. And all of these were just from my mind. I didn't have any references or anything. And then like did a little bit of gesture drawing there. No, my Vicky is not icky. She is absolutely adorable and precious. Another little sketch of Angela that I did before class. And I did this drawing today before class. I'm thinking this is probably at least going to be a starting point of Karma's design. I'm not sure. Mainly just trying to get some ideas out. And then there's this page for when I was going over color theory and coloring stuff. It's a fair bit better. Can't really do much walking today because it is windy as all hell. So we only walked for like 10 minutes. But I mean, the wind is so insane right now that it was just destroying the audio. Yeah, it's gonna rain sometime within the next 24 hours here. Whenever it's this windy, I'm always like, yep, we're gonna get some kind of storm, whether it's just rain or bad thunderstorm. Typically, it's a bad thunderstorm. But yeah, those clouds are just moving like crazy. I mean, they're kind of low too, so you can actually see the speed they're going a lot better. But still, did this drawing during my final class for my fundamentals. where because that's the one where I go over color theory and stuff like that, and then we took things that we learned from the whole class and turned it into, and we just made a drawing out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna see how long my phone can last with its streaming and being on my car charger, because the charge is not strong enough to make it just charge while doing all this. I honestly don't know, because it being charged like this is going to make it just last longer. First walking stream we did, it lasted for about almost 50 minutes, and then my phone died. And then yesterday we went over an hour, and I probably could have gone even a lot longer because I still hadn't gotten into the red. God damn, everybody's showing up now. Why? Everybody's getting off work and they want to go out to the park, I guess. So I guess it would probably best to do, if I wanted to go to the park, we do it afternoon or, God forbid, morning. Mornings, ugh. But yeah, so there's a drawing idea I have, like a character concept, similar to that sci-fi one I did recently, or like a couple weeks ago. There we go. Well, it's just that my phone charger is not as good as my regular charger, which is a turbo. So, because my phone has one of those like crazy, super big battery life types, like that could last 48 hours. When I first got it, it could last 48 hours of being on and still have plenty of juice left. And then with constant use, it could still get over 24 hours of constant use, and still be fine. And then the turbochargers were the kinds where, like, I could plug it in, it would be dead. I plug it in, and less than 20 minutes later, it'd be fully charged. But that's typically what I go for when I get a new phone, is like, how long's the battery life on this thing? Because if you go for like a beast of a battery, your phone, basically, unless it breaks down in other ways, will last for fucking ever. Like my last phone I had for, I want to say 5 or 6 years, but I can't remember. This one's running on over 2 years now, because I got it when I first started working on my last job. Um, so yeah, going over 2 years now, and it still has a pretty good battery life. Oh, if I have mine on dim, it could last. It can get back up to about um 12 hours at least. Um, the things that drain the battery the most is watching either YouTube or TikTok, or basically videos in general. But I can watch TikTok videos for about an hour and a half to 2 hours nonstop before my battery dies, and pretty much the same way with YouTube videos. Um, so yeah, I like my phone. I have pretty much no problems with it. Yeah, I don't care about anything else when it comes to getting a phone. I just want really good battery life, because for a while I would be in a situation where I would be away from home for a long time, and so I would not have my like wall chargers and shit. All right, snippets. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Oh, yeah. Um, character concept. Ne- so I made a drawing of like that sci-fi character who had no arms but had like the floaty big ass hand and the tentacle arm, because I did not want to make the other hand. Um, and then got this idea for a concept design for, and it's not an original one, but I just like the idea of it. But it's a character who's got kind of similar type of arms, where I mean, super beefy arms, and then like the forearms actually get bigger and bigger, and then there's like these massive hands, and their hands will actually pop off, and they're connected by these like magical chains, and so basically they've got giant flails that are their hands, essentially. And I really want to make that design because I was like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I have very few times where somebody either texts or calls me. The only people who call me are debt collectors or my mom, and that's about it. And the only people who text me are scammers and my mom, and that's about it. So the only times my phone goes off is from notifications from like Discord, Twitter, YouTube, stuff like that. And I kind of have to keep those notifications going, because that's partially my job now. Okay, so yeah, this charging is making the phone last a lot longer. So, I mean, we could sit here for quite a while if we wanted to. But yeah, so what's going on with you guys? I don't know how I would feel if my walking slash phone streams actually are what picks up and becomes quote unquote popular, like for me. And but it's not my other stuff. And it's like typically when it's like that, it's not like your other stuff would also grow with it. It's only that will grow. At least from my experience, that's how it's been. So I'd probably be frustrated. Just like, are you fucking serious? Like the streams that take no effort are the ones that people like, but then the streams that take a lot of effort, not just to like set up, but the fact that I'm actually making a product or just doing something amusing. That's what people would rather just see me walking around gasping for breath because I'm fucking fat. Just I don't know. Unless I was making good money from it, then I guess I wouldn't care. I'm a slut. I'm a whore. That's what I am. Pay me. Ugh. Crack these windows again. Well, I mean, so far, these walking streams have gotten more likes than my other streams. Because I can see the like numbers. Typically, my other streams only get one like. Which I guess it doesn't actually affect much if you only get like one or two, or just a handful. Like the only times the algorithm will actually pick it up is if you get like hundreds and then thousands. So I don't really care a whole lot about number of likes. I mean, I care in the sense of like, oh, that's cool. Like people actually like this. Cool, awesome, sweet. It's pretty much the only kind of analytics that I get from it. But yeah, other than sometimes I'd from time to time I'll use my phone to play games, but typically that only lasts for maybe a week, maybe. And then I'm just like, well, I'm bored with this game now. Well, I mean, to YouTube, it's all engagement, and that's what matters. So, um, I mean, getting likes does matter a bit more because it actually will help push it more. But getting dislikes has the same effect as much as it's saying people will see this content and they actually will engage with it. So that means something. So let's push that further. But with likes, it's like people like this. Let's push it even further. Yeah, pretty much. I only taught for an hour and I'm still like mentally tired. It's weird. Um, like my mom thinks it's weird that I'm tired after teaching. Um, but I'm just like I have to take all the knowledge I have and translate it so that an 11-year-old can understand it. But I also have to make it be engaging for an 11-year-old. Make it to where they can enjoy it. also need to make sure I don't over explain things and I don't throw too much at them. I also need to do it in a way to where I don't require homework. And I also have to remember how to do this shit too. Yeah, that's the main reason why I can't live stream after I teach. Especially, well, I only had one class today, so I only taught for an hour. Um, but I was mainly teaching that one kid who was not interested in drawing and trying to find a way for him to find some kind of interest in it. After a while, I could tell like nothing I was telling him was really getting any kind of excitement going on. So I was like, you can just draw whatever. Like if like you got prestige 500,000 billion on Call of Duty because he said he likes Call of Duty, and you've done all the things in Minecraft that you want to do, and you just have nothing to do. Say you're even grounded or something. You can just grab a piece of paper and a pencil and just draw, just doodle. It doesn't even have to be anything. Could be abstract art. You could just try to fill in that piece of paper with as much charcoal as you possibly can, or graphite or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's art is about getting what's in your head out. And that's all it is, basically. And that's why it's a hobby for some people. And I was trying to make it to where you'd be like, well, I can do it as a hobby, basically. That way I don't feel an obligation to do anything for it. But yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's just like I relate it to going to a convention. If you go to a convention as a participant, as in like like you go there, you walk around, go to the booths and all that stuff. You paid a ticket to go. Um, Even when I was using a cane to walk around, um, I could do that all day long. Like from open to close, I could just walk around, move around, talk to different people, all sorts of stuff, and then go home, be a little bit tired. Whenever I had a table and I was selling stuff, even on like the really slow days where like you had hardly anybody come to your table or even have the opportunity to sell anything, um, I would just be exhausted. And all you're doing is just sitting there and doing the same thing you were doing before. But yet it's so much more mentally exhausting just to sit there and to, occasionally try to sell your artwork than it is to actually, move around and use energy and all that shit. It's really weird. I guess it's just like a stress thing. Yeah, I guess it's because you're trying to advertise, you're trying to stay upbeat the whole time. You're you're just hoping that you'll get some sales going. You're doing a sales pitch all the time, and you're constantly talking. Some days you're constantly talking. I guess that's where what it is that I mean, you're doing a lot more mental stuff than just sitting there watching Netflix and occasionally doing something, because that's easy. I mean, I've done that before. I could go days. Well, also, I think for me, it was like I would take a huge financial hit, and with the kind of income I would have at the time, um, basically I'd be stressing the ever loving fuck out, because it's like, if I don't make money from this weekend, I am going to be up shit creek, basically, with a toothpick for a paddle. Like the first year I did it, I had a table. It went fucking fantastic. I made like several $100s in profits. But that was also the year where Markiplier and his friends were there, and I had a lot of Markiplier fan art. So there's a particular one that sold like crazy, which was awesome. And yeah, and then the next year, um, I still made a profit, but like only by like tens of dollars, like hardly any. And then the next year, I had a net loss of like $250, and because of that, and then having to pay for some car repairs, not my own car, but I was pressured to fix my brother's car because his somebody scratched up his car when I was driving it. Like, I wasn't driving like actually in the car at the time, but the somebody scratched it up when I was out delivering pizzas, and I was at an apartment complex. So um yeah, that ended up costing me $1,300, and then I got switched to morning shift, and then it took me over 2 years to finally get to a point to where I was not living paycheck to paycheck, working 60 plus hours a week just to make 2,000 a month. So yeah, that was the last time I ever did a convention. Um, well, it was like scraped along the side type of thing. So like just scraped out completely across the side. And my family was pressuring me heavily to get it fixed right away. It's gonna rust. 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 And yeah, turns out if I just would have waited a couple days, I met up with a friend of mine who's like, I know a guy who uh, could have fixed that for like $300. That would have been nice to know. But since I was pressured so much to get it fixed, um, I just went with the first place that I could go to. So that just sucked. So yeah, I guess if you're someone who's done conventions a lot and you basically make money fairly easily with it, then yeah, I would imagine that you would have more energy at the end of it. but it's just the constant trying to get things, trying to make sure that you um, get a sale, get that much closer to be able to make a profit from it. Because typically it would cost me about $500 to $600 to get everything ready. So yeah, I said this on Twitter, but so my first year of doing conventions, I went to the same convention for 3 years. Um, the first year they had me, like the day of the convention, they had me fill out these forms and stuff, and one of them was what is your role in your business? And I asked them, like, what exactly are they looking for with this? And they like, just put whatever, just put whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, I mean, since they don't really care exactly, they just want it filled. I just put, my role in my business is supreme being. That is my title. So now there is a legal document somewhere that has me as a supreme being. I was quite tickled with that. Oh, so dumb. So dumb. But it was funny. Oh, yeah, that first year, I didn't get to meet um, Mark or Wade or Bob. Well, I already met Wade up to then. Um, like I this the first time he went to that convention was, I think, the year prior, and yeah, I got to hang out with him for a bit, played Uno and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Um, but then that year that I had a table, um, their other friend Tyler, who was just starting to be in videos with them, and he has like resting stoner face. um, he actually came to my table and hung out for a bit, and that was cool. Um, but yeah, I didn't get to meet Bob or Mark, and but I did see them. Like I got up from my table when it was like during a slow period, um, and I limped over to where they were having their like meetup thing, and I didn't go through the line because, one, that was a lot of walking, and two, I didn't want to pay for it. Um, yeah, so I got to see them and and actually see how short Mark is. But yeah, so I got to do that. And then my last year of having a table was that was the year that I made that Overwatch drawing of all the original characters. And so I took a print of that, and I had the voice actor for Diva and for Lucio. They both signed it. Um, and they thought it was really cool and stuff. I did want to be able to go to other conventions and have the other voice actors sign it, but yeah, after that I could never afford to actually do that again, so that sucked. And then I've had people be like, "Why don't you have the other characters?" It's like, because I didn't start with the other characters. And also, there's like 20 characters in this. I don't want to add any more. This thing took fucking forever. I kind of just want to rest my eyes. Like this past week, working so much. Not even working so much. I mean, I've worked so much more, but I guess because I didn't do a whole lot of physical things over the winter, I'm now just like supremely out of shape. No, I have my car on. Because otherwise the charger doesn't work unless the car is on. I mean, I could have it where it's just the battery going, but it actually doesn't charge as much unless I and compared to having the actual engine going. So, I mean, we've been sitting here for like out over a half hour, probably about 40 minutes, and I've only dropped by 5% in battery. So, but yeah, it'll drain my battery if I just have the battery on by itself, but if I have the car going, it doesn't drain the battery as much. Cuz I've this is the same battery that I've spent many hours with the car running um and having my phone plugged in and doing stuff. So, it doesn't take much out of my battery with the car actually running, like the engine actually going. Like I got into a Discord call with someone for 5 hours while my phone was charging and just had my car running. I don't know. Just based off of my experience, that's not happened to me. I mean, I've got my I've got a screen on my car that's always on. I can't actually turn off the screen. Um, I mean, it only has my clock going on it right now, but I could turn it on and like has all my media stuff going with it. So that's the thing that's always being used by the battery. Um, and all that. Yeah, I mean, I've got a decent battery on this car. This car's pretty good. So it's not like I have any kind of shit going on with it. Robust has the time to be on TikTok commenting on my videos, but he can't be here at my stream. Okay, okay. I guess that's how it is. Mm. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. I mean, I'm not upset about that. I'm disappointed, but I'm not upset. Oh. Trying to think of other places I could go to do these kind of streams. I mean, I could walk this entire area because there's a lot of things different now than there were just a few years ago. So, but we'll do that on a day that's not windy as all hell. What other places could there be? I mean, I still haven't walked my whole neighborhood. I did that one day, though. Took like 2 hours. And I wanted to die. Lots of going up hills and down hills. Whole bunch of those, I guess, sweat flies, sweat bees, whatever they're called, flying around my car. A little chilly for them. A little windy, too. Don't know how they're staying in one spot. Hmm. I think I'm gonna end the stream, head home, and I don't know if I'm gonna do an art stream or not. I still feel kind of tired. Yeah. So one thing I need to do, I'm gonna explain this and then I'll end the stream. One thing I need to do is I need to transfer all of my stuff over to regular OBS. And see if I can actually multi-stream on OBS, because I can't do that on Streamlabs OBS because you need to have Prime in order to stream to multiple platforms. I had a spark before my class. That was the main reason why I was able to be awake for the class. But now it's just like, nope. Well, yeah. Kind of. I either need to make some things myself or find some plugins for OBS. So that it can look about as good as what it looks like with Streamlabs. Like I've managed to knock down like the starting screen and the transitions because my transitions are now amazing. Like, but I still like having that like border thing going on. I really like the look of that. but that's only available on Streamlabs. So I guess I just need to find some GIFs of like border designs and stuff like that. I don't know. I've been wanting to play around in the animation part of Clip Studio, but then I don't want to do it. I wanna, but I don't wanna. So yeah. I just part of me wants to do that during a stream. Just be like, hey, let's figure this out together. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks when it comes to streaming. I've only been doing it for over a decade. And I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna head home. Maybe do a stream. I honestly don't know. Probably not. But there's still a chance. So if I don't stream later on today, there's going to be a D&D stream tomorrow. So look forward to that. Might be the last D&D stream though. So because we're starting to run into scheduling issues. So then we might not be doing D&D streams anymore after this week, but we'll just have to see. But yeah. So I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out and chatting and enduring the shitty audio for a bit. And yeah, if I don't see you later on today, I'll see you guys tomorrow.